Alright guys, it's New Prasad with Exchange Podcast number 16. We got Q&A today. Who's next? Oh yeah, next we have our boys. That's going to be a good one.
That's right, coming up Friday.
It's going to be really good. What do you got, Dylan?
So today's questions have to do with clients and client management.
Alright.
Coming in from Matthew, first off, having a powerful personal brand will bring you clients for life. Agree or disagree?
I agree. Look at Coca-Cola. Look at Dove. I said this on one of my podcasts where I didn't know toothpaste was called toothpaste. I thought it was called Colgate. Mm-hmm. Right? Pass the Colgate. Right? Where's the Colgate? So yeah, I think brand is very important, and I think a lot of people buy based on brand. If you don't believe it, look at the shoes you're wearing. Nike, for my age group, is so important.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't even when we were a child. It wasn't a big brand, and then all of a sudden, like boom, Jordan came out, and next thing you know, Nike was huge. And then for the next, like even me today, I go and I look at shoes and I look at Nikes first, and if they're comfortable and they're within the price I want to pay, which is I like to buy shoes at one digit, not 2 digits. 3 digits to me is just straight up crazy, right? But one is very hard to find now. Next to impossible. But I always look at Nike and then I go from there. Brand is very important to me.
Once you establish a brand and people are coming to you for that brand, what's that step? How do you maintain the
keep doing the same thing you've been doing, building that brand.
Don't ever stop. Yeah.
Right, Budweiser doesn't stop. For me, like I was actually looking at the top 5 brands for over the last 50 years, and it was Pepsi, it was a couple other ones, right? And I was shocked that Budweiser wasn't there. I think their commercials are unbelievable. I forget the commercials of the last 2-3 years. I'm talking last like 20-30 years. I think they always had great commercials. But same thing with them. They spend on not selling. They spend the money on branding.
Yeah.
Right. Buy this beer. No, it's not buy this beer. Here, we're at this game. How important is this game to you? Right. Or there's a kid throwing a baseball to his mom or dad. Right. It hits the heart, and you want to just go running down to the bar and picking up some Budweisers, or to the liquor store or whatever. But some people, if they like that, if they like beer.
Mm-hmm. Next question from Adam.
Hey, you're drooling, man.
Clients that sell products that go against your own ethics, still work with them or turn them away?
I turn them away. Now. Now. I should say that.
Yeah.
In the beginning, no, I didn't, because, to have a company, to make it run, it all comes down with money. So in the beginning, I'll do just about anything. But after a while, then you just kind of realize.
Maybe don't say that.
Why?
You do just about
anything.
Be
honest. Just be honest, man. Well, within reason, not illegal, right?
That's what I'm saying.
But
clarification.
Within reason, right? And if I gotta go, take somebody out for the money, no, hell no, I'm not gonna do that. But if if I'm dealing with somebody that I don't really want to deal with, and in the beginning I would take those clients on, because to me it was it was making the dollars.
Yeah.
And then after a while, now with the dollars coming in, I don't need to reach out or take their business. I just turn it down. But yeah, in the beginning, that's what I did. For me to go back, would I do that? No, not today.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know.
I think everyone kind of does that at the beginning, and you're trying to. I remember when I was like 16, 17, and I was doing a video for a guy, and we were driving somewhere, and he went through the McDonald's drive-through, like on the way to the gig. Just took all of his garbage and threw it out the window as he was driving through. And I remember that being like, as a teenager, going, "Fuck!" Like I got to work for this guy. It's like, well, you're getting the money, but it's now I would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Right? But it's funny. It's
I got friends doing the same thing when we're in our mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Right? They just go somewhere and they just like leave. Like, what the
and that's
hell,
not a horrible thing. Like, don't get me wrong, but
I think that's a horrible thing, man.
Yeah, I do too. But it's not like I'm sure there's some horror stories for other clients, from other people that have.
I used to do this. I used to, like, when I was younger. Rapper, chuck it, and then for me, it's like every time I throw something, I come back to my house, well, my parents' house, and I throw one, and there's 2 things in my parents, and then I have to pick them both up. I'm like, and then next day, the same thing, right? And I come back home, it's 2 things. I'm like, this is a lesson. I'm not gonna I'm gonna start throwing this stuff now. So I start throwing the garbage, nothing.
Funny, eh?
Right? Yeah, it's funny.
Either someone was looking out
the
window and
yeah. So now it's just like another 2 steps, and like, I got something in my hand, I got dumping, and there's no garbage. I'm not gonna leave it somewhere. I'm gonna put it in my pocket. I'm gonna hold it until I get somewhere and just throw it away.
Yeah, it's a weird microcosm of I think what we're talking about, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From Marouane, Gary Vee said in an interview that he has never done a thing for his clients himself, never set up a marketing campaign or anything. His brother did that. His brother did that for their first client ever. So how do you think he was able to build a $200 million agency from scratch?
He had a team, right? His brother was doing the work there. His brother was half partner. He was out there working on his dad's company, right? So it's, hey, look, if I'm not in the office and I get Dylan to go and make a sale, that's fine. I got nothing wrong with that. It was just leveraging his partner to do it. Right? There's nothing wrong. Like, you don't necessarily look, guys. If your experience is not in sales and it's in product development, or it's in coding or building, hire a salesperson to do the sales part of it, right? And you can just do your side, do the operation side, do the product development side, and get somebody else to go and do it. They didn't build a company for you. You put them in place. That's a leader's job, is to give them enough. Lead them and give them enough confidence that they can go out and do this themselves.
So he led.
He led.
Short form answer.
Yeah. He was on the phone with his brother all day long. Like, hey, this is a challenge. What can I do?
I like it. From Nathan. I create promo intro videos for clients, and the big question is always pricing. I do artwork, my own music, voiceover, and content creation as well. However, my pricing varies based upon the client's needs. I have received a lot of pushback in regards to my pricing, but I refuse to compete with companies out there like Fiverr. I encourage them to go there if they prefer to. I would also do marketing, but that's another price point. My question is, how do you overcome pricing pushback from potential clients?
I would look at companies that can afford you, right? So for us, on one of our businesses, is we're going after clients that have revenues anywhere between not income, revenues of between 5 to 10 million, because we know that they can afford our business, right? And being the business I'm in, I get to look at a lot of financial statements, so we know who those companies are, and we target them. Now we know most of these guys they can afford our service. And then if there's a pushback, then I automatically say, like, what do you think we're worth? And most of the time, it's not a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, I quoted 10 grand. What do you think? I don't know. Like, could you do 8,500? Sure. Right? If that pays all the bills and everything else, so I always want to know what they come back with. And it's usually nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes 8,500, sometimes 9,500, sometimes it's one thing I realize, and also in the mortgage business too, because with certain clients of ours, we have to charge, and they just want to negotiate knowing that they got the best price, right? Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? They just, because it's just in them. Like, I need to negotiate, even though that I'm happy with the price.
Yeah.
But they need to come back and somewhat, I think that's just more in their head that they got a deal there. So just play with it, just figure it out, and just ask them. Like, communication is key here.
So in that, it's almost like knowing in advance or getting ahead of the game and understanding if they're going to come back, like being prepared in advance for whatever.
That's one, but a lot of people think pricing is like, going to Walmart and buying like a Coca-Cola product, right? This is like, you got service. There's a little, negotiation there. It's just the way that whole game works.
Yeah.
So if somebody's negotiating the price, I'm happy to hear them, because I got the power of saying no.
Yeah.
Right? Just the way I do it.
From Andrea, have you ever turned down a potential client? Why and what angle did you take in telling them no?
I've turned down a lot of clients. I think I turn down clients on a weekly basis, sometimes daily basis. Number one is because I can't add them any value. I would say that's my my core one, especially in mortgages. And if we don't fit my 5 maxims, if one of those are off, right, I just don't want to work with them. And I'm straight up. I'm like, look, we will not. Okay, first of all, on if I can't add them any value and that service is not something I provide, I'll let them know. Like, unfortunately, sorry, this is not. I'm not specialized in this side. You should be talking to somebody else. And here's a list of few people that you should contact. Great. And then others, if we're not aligned based on my maxims, I just say, straight up. Like, unfortunately, I don't have the time to work with you, and here are the reasons. Short, simple, and leave it there. Don't waste anyone's time, and move forward.
Do you ever give fake reasons? Like, if someone's potentially going to be a nightmare, do you? Yeah. And you don't want to tell them that they're going to be a nightmare?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm sorry, I'm just too busy. Or I'm going on vacation.
You ever tell someone that no, you don't want to deal with them because you're an asshole?
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
You know me. I don't really hold back on a lot of the things. I don't care how big or small or whose mom you are or, who your big brother is. I don't fucking care. I just don't want to deal with you.
I'm going to piggyback off that question with the next question, which is from Maria. It's how do you know when you should let a client go?
Maria, for me, it's for TFS. I know when I send out an application, most of our deals are quite rushed. They want funding in within 4, 5, 6 days. So if I don't get the whole package back within 24 hours, I know they're wasting time. That's just the way I know. If I give somebody, if somebody's like rushing me to get a quote, and they get a quote, and then all of a sudden they're not returning our calls or returning emails, we know that they're probably shopping us around somewhere or doing something else. So these are things that you'll kind of learn over the time, and then at that stage you just kind of make your decision that this one's a write-off, or chances of this one closing is
slim to none.
But don't piss them off, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, right? Maybe you get another referral from them for something else.
Or maybe they'll come back down the road and have another deal or something. Yeah.
Well, some people just feel bad, like, okay, you know what? It was too expensive. I went with somebody cheaper. Or, I didn't go with somebody cheaper, but I went with this person because this is the person my parents or my sibling or whatever, somebody else requested, and I need to do this for them. But who knows? They might be at a dinner party. Hey, talk to this Sunil guy, talk to Karen, or talk to whoever, because they gave great service. Unfortunately, I just couldn't use them, but I think you can.
Next question from PJ. How do you communicate with clients at scale regularly? My agency now has almost 70 clients. We brought on 15 just this week. I have a full-time project manager who I've been working with for 10 months. She's amazing and works hard, but as we get bigger, her and I are spread so thin that not everyone is getting constant attention communication. We're starting to hear frustration from clients that they don't feel in the loop. On days like today, my inbox blows up with clients wanting updates, and I just can't keep up with it all and stay sane. So the question is, how do you communicate with clients at scale regularly?
I think they need to hire more, but I would actually go deeper in that one. So if their clientele base, 70 clients, right? So look at 70 clients and see how much you're billing them. And then instead of having 70, could you have 7 clients, or could you have 10 clients that will pay more, right? And now you don't have a large agency; you're just dealing with bigger size companies, right? So there's 2 ways to go here. You just gotta hire more, right, to maintain that 70, or you need to change your business demographic, the clientele demographic that you have, to a more established, more bigger business, and instead of doing 70, you do 10, 12, 7.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the 2 ways that I would scale that. Look, mortgage business, you can do 50, $350,000 deals, or you can do 10 $3 million deals. Same amount of work.
Yeah.
Right. Just same amount of work.
And last question from Yuri. What's the weirdest thing a client has ever done to you?
You got me there. I have no idea, man. I don't have crazy
Weird
stories.
client stories?
No, I don't really have. No, mine's simple. Like, I got a house. I needed financing. All right, fine. Here, send the paperwork. Half these guys can't even speak English, right? They just send it over and like do stuff and send it back to them. Like, there you go. And that's it.
Has anything ever got lost in translation in terms of the language barriers?
There was one actually. Yeah. Okay. So
There
this
we
is back
go.
in the construction days. So we go to a house. We had to. So I had a company where we were buying homes. We were buying condos and in townhouses and homes in the Vancouver area. We were renovating it and selling it off. So we're in the flipping game. But I had a team with me. So when I don't have a project, we will go and get jobs, right? So we're doing flooring, tiling. We're like general contracting, small repairs. So we go to the house. And it was as a gentleman. He's like, I want a hallway. I want like hardwood flooring put in the hall, right? I'm like, all right, cool. We'll do it. And then my guy's like, why does this guy want hardwood floors put in the hall? Right? Like, we're not getting it, right? So we ripped the whole carpet up. We were putting it like this doesn't make sense. We put it in the living room, right? Why put this? Anyways, hours later, this guy comes home, right? He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're putting hardwood like you told us to. And he's like, I told you to put in the hall. I'm like, yeah, we're putting in the hallway. He's like, the hall. I'm like, this is the hallway. He goes, this is the hall. I'm like, that's the living room. I guess where he's from, the living room is called a hall. Right?
Shit, eh?
So that cost me. That cost me. But anyway, so we got we did the hallway and the living room.
There you go. It's good.
Yeah, so I had to language.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's what you call them. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I kept hearing living room. Like, what's the living room? Like, people live in a room? Like, why don't they sleep in the bedroom? Like, that's what they call it here, right?
There you go. You're right.
Even
You
like
got your
washrooms, bathroom, toilet.
Yeah, there's all different.
You know, like, what do they call it here? Is it restroom? Or is it
bathroom, washroom?
bathroom?
I don't know. Because I know in the States they call it
Restroom.
Restroom, yeah.
Yeah, restroom. In Australia, they call it toilet. I think that's a gross name. I'm gonna go to the toilet. Like, no, you don't need to tell me what you're doing.
That's what people. It's always just like Australians, eh? Just like they don't need to know. They don't need a washroom. They just need. Where's your toilet? I need something. I just need a bowl.
Yeah,
it's not even. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just languages in
Yeah.
different countries, right? Like hallway.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a lesson for construction workers there and construction companies.
I was like, all right,
You get the room right.
you're the boss. You're paying the bill. Like, I'm doing it. And yeah, I had to take care of that bill.
Shit.
All right, guys. Make sure you check us out. Not tomorrow, on Friday. I think you guys will love, especially if you're in the real estate mortgage business. You'll get a lot of value out of our podcast on Friday. Have a good one.